So, you're tired of fighting elegantly in State of Decay. You're tired of that bob and weave, wanna bash people in like a barbarian? Well, today I'm gonna be getting my first impression of the heavy weapons. I have not, though the most I've done is literally push the X button and swing this around. I have not used it in combat at all. I did get prepared, however. I will be using a maxed out Powerhouse character. Powerhouse has been altered in order to accommodate the heavy weapon skill. So that means that the melee skills here aren't really, they're not going to have anything to do with the heavy weapons. So Powerhouse, this is the skill that you want. Some of the stuff that looks pretty good on it is the minus 25% melee stamina. You can execute enemies, standing enemies with the heavy weapon specifically, and you can hold X to get a power hit, and the drop kick has the cross check with heavy weapons instead. So we're going to try all of that out in a few different trials. One of the first things I had to do in order to carry all this equipment, I had to use an ultralight pack because normally I would use backpacking. That would let you carry more, but what can you do?
We're being attacked, and I think we need help.
These things are heavy. This thing weighs 13 pounds. I'm going to be using... Look at these complainers. Get out of my screen. So I got the double bit axe here, which is 13 pounds, and then I've got the splitting maul, which is 14 pounds. Those are the two that I was able to find. And the first thing I want to do, let's just go out and smack a few zombies up. I'll be jump cutting around in order to save time. All right, time for our first test. Let's see. There's definitely an element of needing to get used to the spacing. So I honked the horn a few times in order to get their attention.
I got nothing left.
Oh, we are playing on Nightmare Zone, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me see if I can just walk away. Well, I wasn't planning to do a horde trial yet, but I guess we're going to try this against a horde of zombies.
Gotta finish that one.
Definitely using a lot of stamina. Now, I brought some, what do you call it? I can't even, I'm just concentrating on fighting right now. So, one thing I've noticed is that you don't step forward when you swing with this weapon. So there's the counterattack. So yeah, you don't step forward when you swing with this. You don't... Oh my god, it's so hard to think there's so many enemies right now. I am swinging through them really nicely though, I will say that. Get my stamina back. So the heavy weapons are supposed to be all about hitting multiple zombies at once. And, you know, that could have gone a lot worse for having no practice with this weapon. I think that could have gone way worse. Let's fight some enemies a little more one-on-one. So one thing you can see here, this is the new kick animation. If you want to see what I'm talking, I actually can't de-equip it. Let me try and de-equip this. So normally if you didn't have a heavy weapon, you would just kick people like this. But when you have a heavy weapon equipped, you instead give them this little shove.
See, people, this is what I've been talking about. Nice work.
There we go. Let me go get my medicine back real fast. So, let's see. Let's try out the power attack. So I'll dodge.
You like that?
And get an instant knockdown. I wonder how the stomp works. Let's go see how the stomp works. So we have a new push. I don't know how useful that push attack is going to be, but, you know, it's an option. Come on down. Charging it up. That is pretty funny. So it looks like the stomp is no different than it would normally be. The charge attack doesn't seem insanely useful against... Oh, except when you slap their face off. And now, I did complete my thought there. It doesn't seem super useful against individual zombies. And that's because it's just one zombie. What's the big deal? Especially since we should be able to execute zombies. Where's that guy over here? Could have swore there was a... Yeah, here we go. Let's try the standing execution now. Where are you? Aha! Okay, so it looks like you get the same execution that... Oh, is that a feral? I'll see if we can find a Juggernaut and a... maybe another feral. I'll be right... Oh, there's our Juggernaut.
We got a special Juggernaut here.
Alright, let's see how we do against the Juggernaut. Let me trick him into swinging. I need to get a little more space. Come on. I don't want to get him too close to the base either. No, don't damage my car, please. Let me get one hit on him. Oh, wow. Did that stagger? Okay, I don't know if that's a full... Let me get another swing on him. Okay. What do you got? Let me get another hit in. Basically just trying to get hits in here and there. Maybe 2 hits. 1 hit. Oh god. Oh, just barely dodged it. Come on, Juggy. It's Juggernaut Edition. Oh, I didn't run far enough on that one. What do you got? I can feel a little bit of the reach on the weapon against the Juggernaut.
Got something tough.
Oh, I gotta see the execution. Here we go. What? I thought there was a unique execution for the Juggernaut. What? I could have swore I saw like this awesome beheading maneuver
Where am I gonna
for killing the Juggernaut.
No room for that.
So, overall, my thoughts on killing a Juggernaut with the heavy weapon is, it's about the same. I didn't really feel like this weapon had any more advantage. Now, remember that this is just a first look. I'm not really, like, trying to break it down. I'm just trying to give you my initial thoughts about it. So, once again, right there, like, it took 4 hits to kill him, and he also...
Could be better, but I'll take what I can
He
get.
also wasn't knocked down in those 4 hits. So it definitely seems like if you miss, you want to dodge. Oh, I'm gonna bump you. Well, let's try this one. Wait, so so right there I tried to do the powerhouse drop kick. What the command is indeed left bumper and A. Wow. So I don't get the drop kick. When I'm using it, that little like handle bash replaces the dropkick. That's actually really bad because the dropkick is a pretty good. Is actually a pretty good ability.
I hate to ask, but we could use a little help over
Let's fight this horde up here. See how it goes. Okay, good. He shouts. Yeah, that doesn't really seem worth it if I lose my dropkick. Or it seems less worth it, I should say. I'm not going to jump to conclusions just yet. I'm not a big fan of that counterattack.
This thing is heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. You're right about that. Using a lot of stamina to bash through these guys.
Make used
Oh,
to.
the weapon broke. Now I gotta equip the other weapon. Okay, let's try this one out. Now we're using the splitting maul. Maybe I should go for some of the executions. Let's try the standard execution. That's a pretty cool attack. Nice, I like that one there. That's a really fast, efficient execution. So, compared to State of Decay 1, I would say so far, I don't think this is quite as good as the original. What did I drop for? I can't remember what I dropped. Anyways, I want to try one more before I go. There's one more idea I want to try. The crowd clearing test with the full power. The best items we've got, we're going to give it a try. I'll see you there at the test site. Okay, so we're heading right here to a whole bunch of play cards, and the plan is we're going to turn on the scent block. We're going to throw the zombie. We're going to get a whole bunch of enemies here, and we're going to see how well this performs at clearing a massive crowd of enemies. Not looking for you guys. Okay, here we go. Got a crowd of zombies assembling. We're going to see... This is what the heavy weapons were meant to do. They were meant to just plow their way through a bunch of jerks. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, so that is definitely not really going to be capable of hitting. Oh, and I'm going to turn the stimulants on so I have infinite stamina. And let's just see how well we can get through these guys. Apparently that execution is supposed to be capable of... It's supposed to be able to hit enemies as you're executing. So as I said earlier, you don't travel forward very much when you swing, so it might actually not be the best idea to constantly swing the weapon. Definitely struggling a bit here. Some of it is the newness of the weapon. There's no doubt about that. But also, doesn't hit quite as hard as I would like it to. See, I was hoping to get the execution there on that guy. Let me see if I can get it on him. Trying not to get blood plague here. It definitely seems like you kind of want to, like, attack and dodge. Like, you kind of want to weave your attacks together rather than just swing it out with them. Yeah, you see right there, we just knocked that guy down. So there we go, against, even with the Zed, with the, what do you call it, scent block, that was still fairly difficult. I definitely think I would have performed better with any of the other weapons. Now, maybe that's because I don't have enough practice with it. Maybe it's because this, like I said, this is the first time I've ever used it. But overall, it feels like the downsides are currently outweighing the advantages of the weapon. And basically, I guess what I was hoping more for was a little bit more knockdown and a little more lethality. I was hoping to have more one-hit kills and have more knockdowns. The one that probably disappointed me the most, though, was the feral. I was really hoping this would be kind of the new feral slaying weapon.
Just down the way. You mind helping us out real quick?
I think we're gonna have one more test against that feral. I'm gonna have a rematch against it. Okay, for our final test, we're gonna have our duel with the feral.
One thing we humans have going for us: hope and opposable hope.
I'm always a little confused on how many hits I can get on him. Oh, now I got this guy who's an interloper. Let me just quickly execute him. I feel like I can get 2 hits on him here. I'm keeping my stamina up pretty well here, I gotta say. I think I can get 2 hits here. I didn't mean to go for that third swing.
This thing is heavy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I need to let my stamina come back. He's getting a little confused, I notice. There we go. Pretty clean. But once again, I feel like I could have done the same thing better with another weapon. I don't really feel like it was a noticeable advantage. So, my closing thoughts on heavy weapons are admittedly a little disappointing. I was hoping, you know, and like I said, this is just a first impression. You know, there's always the element of practice and whatnot. But I'm definitely not blown away by it. I was hoping that this weapon would kind of have a little bit of niche, that it would immediately fill, just immediately show like, oh yeah, this is clearly, you know, like maybe I need some practice, but this is clearly what this weapon is going to be good for. But I didn't really feel it with this weapon, so I am a little bit, not super pessimistic, but I am a little bit pessimistic, and maybe you shouldn't go all in on the powerhouse and the heavy weapons. Maybe you should be maybe one character and see if you like it, but overall, I'm not completely sold on the benefits of powerhouse just yet, and I don't think it is nearly as good as it is in State of Decay 1. But there you go. There is my first time ever using the powerhouse skill with the heavy weapons. Once again, I was using a mixture of the splitting maul and the double bit axe. Maybe there are some more powerful ones later on, but hey, that is that. Like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.